Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer. I run a travel blog called Where To Now Jenny. It's always linked in the description box below if you want to check it out. As some of you already know, I went on a Carnival Sunshine for a 4-day cruise to the Bahamas, and it was over Super Bowl weekend. And I've had a few of you ask me, what exactly did they do for the Super Bowl? So in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. My experience that the late January, early February timeframe is a great time to find some great deals on a cruise, especially with Carnival. A few years ago, 3 years ago now in 2017, we found a great deal on the Carnival Liberty out of Port Canaveral this time of year. And so when I was looking again, I found some really great deals on the Carnival Sunshine. So when I approached my husband about maybe trying out another Carnival ship or trying out the Port of Charleston, since it was so much closer to home, he said, yes, sounds great, sounds fun, but if the Steelers make the Super Bowl, I'm going to want to see it. So that was maybe late summer, early fall of last year, so before the season actually really got started. Little did we know what would happen, and now we know that neither the Steelers nor the Falcons, which is the team that I like, made the Super Bowl. But we still wanted to watch it. I still enjoy watching the halftime show. I still enjoy watching the commercials. But side note, the feed from the satellite that Carnival gets is from ESPN, and they don't show the commercials. They only show, like, when it went to commercial, they would show, like, a trailer or a promotional video for something ESPN related. So like a rugby match or cricket, any of that kind of stuff. So you're not gonna be able to see the commercials. The Super Bowl and the halftime show definitely were available. So the night before, as usual, we got the fun times on our bed, and it showed exactly all of the festivities that were going to be taking place the next day, which was a sea day for us. So I don't know if that changes anything, like if you're in port that day, how these activities would change, but for us it was a sea day. So it shows all of the festivities that were happening, as well as all of the bars and venues where you could actually watch the Super Bowl. I will say that being that time of year, being that late January, early February time of year, it was cold, and it was cold out on deck. So a lot of people were trying to huddle into the inside venues. So like the Red Frog Pub, let's see. So the Red Frog Pub, the Liquid Lounge, and the Skybox Sports Bar were all showing it inside, and then it was being showed outdoors on the big screen by the pool. I will say, I walked by the sports bar probably about 4:30, and it was already packed with people, so much so that I couldn't get inside. They had snacks on a table in the corner, and I was trying to get in there to see what the snacks actually were, and I couldn't even get in. There were so many people like crowding around the door, and I even tried to go around into the casino and come through the casino, and I couldn't even get in that way either without like making a bunch of people move, and it was going to be a hassle. So I was just like, never mind. Never mind. I don't need to know what you've got in there because I'm not going to get any anyway, so I'm just looking. So the Super Bowl related festivities for the day started around 1:30, and that's when they started selling the bingo cards for the $5,000 Super Bowl Sailgate Bingo. The Liquid Lounge at 1:30 is when they started selling cards, and then at 2:15 is when bingo started. Most of the activities they were having were in the Liquid Lounge. So if you wanted to get a snack or a drink and go park yourself in there all day to get a good seat, I would highly suggest that, especially if it's going to be really cold outside. So I was walking around taking pictures that afternoon, and I did notice between 3 and 4, probably around 3:30, that the photographers started setting up for photos. They had like Super Bowl backdrops or little vignettes you could stand in, and then they would take your picture. And that was happening in the atrium on the level where the cherry on top is. So around that Skybox Sports Bar area. At 4:30 in the Liquid Lounge is when they had Super Bowl trivia. I did check in to see what was going on in there, and I'll insert a few clips right here.
So here we go. Remember, you're just going to write those answers down. I'm not going to shout them out, but we'll get started with an easy one. Question number 1, who won the first 2 Super Bowls? What team won the first 2 Super Bowls?
All right, so number 2 is where did Patrick Mahomes go to college? Number 3 is where did Jimmy Garoppolo go to college? All right, moving on. Question number 4. Question 4, who is the only player to ever win a Super Bowl as a starting quarterback for 2 different teams?
At 5 o'clock in the Liquid Lounge, they had the Super Bowl sailgate party. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what happened during the sailgate party. I did notice it when I was in there for trivia that they had a cornhole tournament set up. But other than that, I'm not sure because we went to the main dining room for dinner around 5:15. I will say that on the fun times it says, join the fan zones, grab a bucket of beer, and get ready for a tailgate bash, fun ship style. That's all it says. I don't know what actually happened. The cornhole was the only thing I noticed, and then the bar in the Liquid Lounge was open. And then at 6 p.m. is when the game actually started. We went to the Liquid Lounge, and we couldn't find any seats where we could actually see the screen. It was projected on the screen, but the screen was toward the back of the theater, beyond the like curtains, beyond that front facade. So it was hard to see from anywhere too far around the edges. So everyone was packed in this way, which means there weren't that many seats available. And I knew there was already no seats at the Skybox earlier in the day, and then we were pretty sure the Red Frog Pub was packed too, so we decided to go up by the pool to the Lido deck and watch it. And like I said before, it was cold. Carnival was offering those dive-in movie blankets. We did get one of those. I had on extra warm clothes, but even still then, the wind hitting your face was pretty intense. So we ended up watching the first half of the game and the halftime show before we left. I'm a little sorry we left. I just assumed at that point that the 49ers were going to win. Little did we know. But we actually went to get something to eat for dinner and then went to the comedy show that night. And that is a good thing to know. There are still other things going on around the ship if you're not interested in football. There was comedy. There was the 80s music trivia party was happening in the atrium. There was a lot of stuff going on if you weren't at all interested in football. Before we left, one of the things I was most interested in is, were they going to offer any traditional Super Bowl snacks? Were there going to be any dips or wings or like potato skins, like any of those like traditional Super Bowl snacks? And I was a little disappointed that there weren't. I did mention before that there were hors d'oeuvres, appetizers in the Skybox, but I'm not sure what they were. Maybe wings? I don't know. I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't get in there. It was too crowded. But then I thought that maybe they would have other things offered. I mean, when you have the when they have the movies out on deck, they have the popcorn. So I just kind of assumed they would bring like a little spread out there. But they didn't. But, however, Guy's Burgers and Blue Iguana did stay open late. They stayed open until the game was over. You know, they normally close at 3 for Blue Iguana, maybe 6 o'clock for Guy's Burgers. They both stayed open late, which was really nice. So that's everything. That is all of the festivities that they had that night for the Super Bowl on our trip on the Carnival Sunshine. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them. If there's something I missed or you just have a question about something, just let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to try to help you out. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.